Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Out of the Fog. I'm your host, Laurabel, and today we have a very important and very special episode ahead. We're going to be joined by Leon House with Wheels for Wishes, talking about their upcoming fundraiser, talking about a new charity that they're going to be supporting, and then followed up by that, we'll be joined with Stefan Pike, who is here as the Visionary of the Year for the Leukemia Lymphoma Society Visionary of the Year fundraiser. So sit back, relax, and let's get right to it. Welcome back, everyone. I'm now rejoined, because we've had him here before, and we're glad to have him back. Leon House with Wheels for Wishes.
How are you doing?
I'm good. I love having you on the couch, so welcome home.
We love being on the couch. We're very appreciative of local programming and Out of the Fog and what you help us do with charity.
Absolutely. So let's start with an introduction for those who maybe have not gotten to meet you before. What is Wheels for Wishes, Leon?
So Wheels for Wishes is just a small third-party group. It's 9 people. We get together and we plan a show, the Wheels for Wishes show, and we empower the automotive community to come out and support our event. And with the funds from our event, we give it to a local charity. Okay.
So for those again who haven't seen, what was the inspiration for this? Because you and I have chatted about breaking the stigma about what people think about the automotive community.
Yeah, people. I guess it's easy. People think of the negative things a whole lot quicker than they do the positive things. The inspiration, well, I guess it's if you're fortunate enough to have a car that's show worthy, you're a pretty fortunate person, and you should be able to take that automobile and do something for someone who's less fortunate. And we sat down over coffee, a few coffees, and put it together, and voila, Wheels for Wishes show started.
So last year, you guys had expanded from the original one event, and you had 2. So you also had the one that happened out in Marystown.
We actually had 3.
Okay, all right. So what were our shows?
So we did our show, which was the Wheels for Wishes show in Bristol Court. Kids and Cars was in Marystown. That's their second year for us. And last year, Jake Show and Shine came to us and said that they would like to jump on board and support the Wheels for Wishes mission. And it was really cool because we're seeing the hard work come to fruition. Mm-hmm. We're seeing it go past the overpass, and it's nice for people to know that just because you have a hopped up car or a sports car or something like that you're actually doing something good with it.
Okay, so the one that happened in Marystown, that was the second year.
Yep.
So how did it get bigger and better and different even?
The Marystown show is actually pretty cool. They actually have a Power Wheel show too for the young kids. So the moms and dads will bring their cars, and if they have children, they bring their 12-volt ride-on car, and they have a car showing prizes for them. We don't give prizes to people with cars. We're pretty fortunate. We don't need a little trophy saying we have the best or the cleanest. We don't need that. But the little kids, it's really cool for them to come and get a loot bag and a sticker for their car. And it's been a real big thing. And now you have the kids talking about when is the Kids and Car show.
Okay, so that's so cool. I'm so glad that we thought it would be a one-time thing, and now the second has happened. So we're knocking on wood. We're getting a third.
We have the third. The third went last year. It went very well. The weather was, typical Newfoundland weather. You roll the dice and okay, it looks good, and then it doesn't look good, and it looks good. But they had a great turnout. They're back on board for this year.
Okay.
And there's people talking about doing other shows. But until we actually put all the pieces together and make it happen, we're still in preliminary stages,
Awesome. So there's been some things. We've continued to grow.
We have.
As we grow, we evolve. So we're back for another year.
We are indeed.
So what's going on this year?
So this year, Wheels for Wishes show is the July 13th. It's back at Bristol Court. We've changed charities. Year 5 for us.
Yeah.
In the past 4 years, we think we're about, because we know what our cash amount was. We've donated, handy on $400,000 to local children's charities, a tractor trailer load of food to the Food Sharing Association, some pet food to a pet association. So for year 5, we wanted to do something really special. Mm-hmm. So we thought that we would try and reach out and show some love to the candlelighters of Newfoundland and Labrador.
Okay. So we're going to, before we get into the candlelighters, because that's an amazing charity and I wanted to find out a little bit more about that. You say those words as to all the amount of money that you've given and all the food and pet supplies so casually. But Leon, those are a lot. That's
but it's
a lot
the
of
automotive
impact.
community. It's the whole. It's not the 9 people who facilitate an event. We just make an event. We just need people to show up and participate in the event. And if they don't believe in what we do, it's not going to work. So, and we have some corny catch lines, give love, get love, but everything is tried and true what we do. We just, we believe that because of our fortunes, we can help make less fortunate people in a better place.
As someone who's gotten to know you and gotten to see this grow from the 1st to now the 5th and all of that, I am continually amazed with the level of, not only level of work that goes into planning and executing a Wheels for Wishes event, but just the community that this has continued to build. The amount of people showing up with their vehicles, how excited people get about when's the next one, when do I get to go to it? Because not only are you raising money, but you've become a staple of the summer. Like, I know it's summer if there's a Wheels for Wishes event. The regatta, Wheels for Wishes, the sun sometimes coming out from the clouds.
Sometimes.
But there's some things we can count on. So as you've done it, what does it feel like to know that you've helped continue to grow a community that wants to support community?
It's a really complicated thing if you look at it like that, because when a little girl who you've helped holds your hand, you've reached a pinnacle. Or when you've someone, in the case of the CNIB guide dog program, when they get a guide dog or a buddy dog, it's a really good thing. But it's also a really good thing when you show up to set up for the car show and there are people from Corner Brook already set up on the lot for the day at 5 a.m. in the morning. Wow. Fallacy decided that these guys were going to come and support our show, and voila, 5 a.m. we're like kicking them out of the way, going like, we got to set up, you have to move. So people believe it, people want to do good. I just think they need to be shown the avenue by which they can do good. We don't do anything special, not at all. We just put together an event. We ask the people to come, we ask them to play nice, and let's make magic. And they do. The automotive community is not the 1 or 2, media nuisances you hear about every summer, because negative publicity always gets more publicity than good publicity. So we just, and I think we're all a little bit tired of being labeled with the negative publicity. So now it's our time, it's our turn to reach out and show everybody in Newfoundland and Labrador that we're pretty awesome people when you look at it that way. We're fun, we're crazy, and we just, at the end of the day, we want to be able to say, remember those kids? Yeah, we did something pretty special for them.
Okay. Well, you are, and you continue to, and I'm really excited. So we're in for a 5th year with a new charity.
We are a new charity, new race team.
Okay, so what was that change like?
The charity change. We talked to these guys a couple years ago. We always knew that there would come a time where, we'd like to share some love around. Mm-hmm. It was really awesome. It was really hard at first when you're talking to the board of directors, and these guys are parents of children who have gone through cancer. Sometimes it's a lot. When you're not in that world, you really don't understand it. And when you hear it, it's pretty heartfelt, and it brings you to a place where you're like, holy smokes, we really got to do something for these guys. So we're looking forward to it. We'll have 6 Candlelighter kids at the show. One of them is a Corvette fanatic, so we have something special planned. Another one's a Camaro fanatic, so we have something special planned. And, Camp Delight, which is their summer program. We're in the working stages to do something awesome for them as well.
Okay, so we know the charity. we know the event. Now comes the real hard details, because we can't end this interview without it. Where are we going? When are we going? How do we get there? As the Guilford would say, come on, let's go.
Come on, let's go. Well, we'll be on Bristol Court the 13th of July. You can come meet our race team. We have a 13-year-old. He's driving a Bandolero. He's 2022 Bandolero champion, 2021 Central Bandolero champion, Parker Young. So he'll be there. The kids can get in his race car. We welcome people to come. If you have a car, come and hang out with us. Just throw $20 in the bucket and hang out. For the people who don't know, this is a spectator-free event. We don't anticipate to charge anybody anything to come. Come celebrate these kids with Candilators, Newfoundland and Labrador. Let's hang out. Let's have a great day. Come listen to our corny little radio station that we play the day of the show. The people with the cars love talking about their cars. So if you have children who are interested or mom and dad who are interested, just reach out, have a talk. We're all there for the same reason.
Okay. And if people, let's say, want to support, how you guys put this off?
Donate at wheelsforwishes.nl.com, or you can reach out to us on Facebook. That's our staple. I think everybody reaches out to us, even though we have Instagram and all that. Facebook seems to be our main platform right now. So they can reach out, businesses can reach out, they can cut us a check, make it out to Candilators, Newfoundland and Labrador, and they get their tax receipt and they become a part of the magic.
Well, Leon, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
And we'll be right back, everyone. Welcome back, everyone. I'm now joined by Stefan Pike, who is Visionary of the Year for the Lymphoma and Leukemia Society. Stephen, thank you for joining me.
Thank you so much for having me.
So I'm really excited to have you here because it's a new year. It means we got a new visionary, which means you have kicked Greg's old shoes out. You got your new fancy ones in. What made this something you wanted to be a part of?
Well, there's a couple of factors. One is that as the general manager at Steele Honda, the dealership itself, as well as the Steele Auto Group, we do a lot of work with the Leukemia Lymphoma Society of Canada to support them in their research funding. And also I've got a personal connection with the Leukemia Lymphoma Society of Canada. My grandfather passed away with leukemia, and it's very near and dear to my heart. And when I was approached about the opportunity to spearhead the fundraising for Newfoundland and Labrador, it was an opportunity I couldn't turn down. Okay,
so they reached out via email, or you got that real early morning phone call. It was an automatic yes.
Of course.
After that automatic yes, what wheels started turning in your brain about how you were going to approach this?
Well, I mean, there's so much to think about. I was honored to be approached to take on the challenge. The big thing that I was thinking about was, how am I going to make this happen? How am I going to make this as successful as possible? Those were kind of the things that initially came through my mind. So I met with the team. I met with Greg Smith, who was the Visionary of the Year for Newfoundland and Labrador last year, and we hatched a plan.
Okay, so are you allowed to tell us the plan, first of all, or am I going to be asking for trade secrets as I go into this?
No, I can certainly divulge a little bit about the plan.
Okay.
So basically, it's a combination of things. You know, well, one aspect is, of course, the grassroots side of the campaign. Every dollar counts when you're trying to raise money for such an amazing cause as this. So, you know, we're reaching out to all kinds of people that I know personally, people that I've got business relationships with, as well as, you know, people who are family members and friends of survivors. You know, we're really leveraging the network of people that we all know in terms of people with Leukemia and Lymphoma Society of Canada, Greg, myself, just to try to, you know, drum up as much support as we can from that side. The other side, of course, is working with you know, people who have a higher capacity to give, businesses, large vendors that I do business with at work, and just reaching out to them to see what their capacity is to support us. So it's kind of a two-pronged campaign. And I guess on the grassroots side, we've also got some great events. We've had Lara's Custard Cones. We did a Cones for the Cause, which Greg put off, which was incredible. Lots of support from them. We also had a night at the Ship Pub, a songwriter circle, which was fantastic, with a lot of fabulous Newfoundland artists that came out and did extremely well with that. And I'm sure Greg will have another couple of events up his sleeve now before the end of the campaign on May 30th.
Okay, so the campaign comes to a close May 30th.
That's right.
So that leaves us, we got like a couple weeks left.
Yeah, we're down to the last 4 weeks, really. So it's a 10-week campaign. It runs from March 21st till May the 30th. And yeah, we're really down to the final 4 weeks.
Okay, so as we go, then what is our goal? What is the number that we're hoping to see at the end of the day?
Sure. I mean, at the end of the day, every dollar raised is great to support the cause. I would love to hit the six-figure $100,000 mark. Mm-hmm. That was my goal from the initial launch of the campaign, and I'm really hoping that we'll be able to achieve that. Okay.
So this is the second year that Newfoundland and Labrador has a visionary. I know the competition's stiff, because I know the competition in Nova Scotia is Tia Upshaw, and that woman wields she has a mighty fist, and she's gung-ho. How are you finding collaborating and networking with the other visionaries? Because at the end of the day, as much as it is a competition, the end goal is supporting the Lymphoma and Leukemia Society of Canada. So how are you guys working together to make sure you're spreading the word and making sure people know that every dollar does count and it goes towards support?
Well, I mean, that's a great question. I think at the end of the day, it's important to leverage everybody's network. Like you pointed out, we're all in this together, and we're all just there to support a cause. It's great to be competitive, and there are some, like you pointed out, fierce competitors out there, which I'm honored to run shoulder to shoulder with. And, you know, I think that the best thing that we can do is just make sure that we're creating as much awareness as we can, talk about best practices for fundraising, talk about different areas that we found successful, and really just focusing on maximizing the impact.
Okay, so when you started talking earlier, you mentioned how Steele Honda and the Steele Auto Group has generally been a large supporter of the work of this society. What's it like when you go into work and your team knows that this is something that you are all working towards together?
It's incredible. You know, it's such an honor to be a part of a great network like Steele Auto Group, having a great team that we have at Steele Honda, and also the team with the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society of Canada, and everyone who supports it. So, I mean, just feeling the support and the love from that whole network of people is incredibly humbling.
So with Steele Auto Group not just located here in St. John's, it's a wide breadth, does the Nova Scotia end of Steele Auto Group ever feel like there's competition in which way they're leading?
Well, I mean, you know, again, much like the visionaries, you know, we all have a friendly competition, whether it's inside or outside the Steele Auto Group. But at the end of the day, everyone's been incredibly supportive of my campaign, and I've got them all to thank for that.
Okay, well, that's fantastic. Got a few more questions, because this is your chance to make sure all our viewers know why you're supporting this and what it means to you. So you shared a little bit about this is personal for you, that you lost your grandfather to cancer. What does it feel like knowing that you're adding to his legacy with this work that you're doing here?
It's incredible. It's, you know, it's a true honor to be able to do it.
So when you look back and you can tell his story, you get to do it a little bit prouder, a little bit more fun to know his name means a lot when you're doing this work.
Absolutely, it absolutely does.
That's fantastic to hear. So we know we're heading for that 6 figures. We've had events go already. What are some key things that we can put in our calendar for ways people can show up to give, to donate, to support this cause as it goes forth?
Absolutely. So anyone who would like to make a donation can certainly do so. The easiest way to make a donation is to go to steelehonda.com and click on the Visionaries of the Year icon in the top left-hand corner next to the Steele Honda logo. That'll take them directly to my campaign page where they can make a tax-deductible donation. Anyone who's interested in learning about the events and things that we're doing, I encourage you to follow my good friend Greg Smith on Facebook. He's always posting the calendar of events as well as the Leukemia Lymphoma Society, whatever social media that you use, please follow them. You'll see updates about my campaign as well as the campaign of my competitors.
Absolutely. So we're checking social media, we're going to the Steele Honda website. For you, if you had to dream big as to you've made it to the 6-figure goal, what's the way you push it past that big event that says we've done it, we've hit our fundraising goals, so that people who are watching, maybe we have sponsors, maybe we have those with pockets larger than we currently do who want to make this a reality for you. What would that event look like, an optimal fundraiser?
Well, I think, it would be an incredible honor, and I'd love to collaborate with whoever those people would be, because at the end of the day, we have them to thank for their contributions. Every year in August, we have a large car show at Steele Honda, and that is the proceeds of that are in support of the Leukemia Lymphoma Society of Canada. And I would love to see some major sponsors come on board for my campaign, and then of course we would be able to get them lots of exposure through our car show. We would absolutely love to do that.
Okay, see, that's super cool. Now we're going to play a little bit of a fun game.
Sure.
Because you and I got to chat earlier. We talked a little bit about cars. We talked about your time in the industry. So you've been in the industry for now 12 years?
That's right.
Okay. When you think about the fact that you got into an industry that you didn't know would have such a deep connection to your life and the things you are now doing, what does that do for you personally?
It's incredibly fulfilling. It's incredibly fulfilling to love what you do, to be connected in all areas of your life. It's so rewarding, and I'm so honored to be in the position where I can go to work every day and love what I do.
Oh, that's awesome. So also, I know that this year we have the hero of the year for Newfoundland and Labrador, someone who has had cancer, who's battled cancer, and that year that is Leanne Keane. So have you had a chance to meet Leanne yet and find out her story as she's now in remission as they go through this?
I haven't had the chance to meet her yet, but I'm really looking forward to speaking with her and hearing her story.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited for you to get to meet them. I had the joy of having a personal connection to them, and I know how much this work and this fundraiser and the things that the Lymphoma Society of Canada does impacts their everyday lives. So for those who don't know a little bit more about the society, what would you like them to know about the work the organization does as to where this money is going?
Sure. So, it supports people who are going through blood cancer, people who are family members of people who've gone through blood cancer, and also supporting research. So really it's about community support, it's about funding research, it's about improving the outcomes and the lives of those impacted by blood cancer.
Okay. So I'm going to go through again so I make sure our viewers don't lose anything on this opportunity to give. Where do we find you?
steelehonda.com, top left-hand corner, Visionaries of the Year logo. That'll bring you to my donation page.
Absolutely. And then if they want to find out more about the organization and the ways they can support beyond this, because it's not just on the end of the month.
That's right.
When this fundraiser ends, cancer doesn't stop existing. So where else can people find out more about the society?
Absolutely. You can follow the Leukemia Lymphoma Society of Canada on any social media channels as well as their website. They're constantly posting updates. You can also get in touch with me directly through Steele Honda. Please send me an email, give me a call at any time, whether it's after the campaign, 2 years from now, 3 years from now. I'd be more than happy to put anyone that either needs support or would love to give in touch with the right individuals.
Perfect. And because the special episode today, we are paired with Wheels for Wishes, which is also doing a fundraiser, and you're in the car industry. If there's anything you would like people to know about why this is such an important cause and how it is deeply connected to our community, what would you like them to know?
Well, it's leukemia and lymphoma and blood cancer in general are disproportionately impacting a lot of young individuals. So it's absolutely so important to support improving the outcomes of those who are impacted.
I want to thank you so much for taking the time to chat with me. I really do appreciate it. And if there's any way we can support you even further, we got you.
Thank you so much for having me on. I really appreciate that.
And we'll be right back, everyone.
Your opinion matters, and we want to hear from you. Get in touch with us using our viewer feedback line, your direct connection to shaping the shows you love. It's easy. Just grab your phone, scan the QR code on your screen, and take our quick survey. Share your thoughts, and let's make your viewing experience even better.
I want to give a very special thank you to my guests for joining me today. Thank you, Leon, for coming on to chat about how Wheels for Wishes has grown, what you have coming up this year, and the change in charities and why that is so important to who you guys are as an organization. Another thank you to Stefan Pike for joining me as the Visionary of the Year for the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society of Canada, finding out why this is important not just for you, but the personal connection you have to your organization and the work that they're doing to support leukemia and lymphoma research and people living with it here within Canada and here in Newfoundland and Labrador. I want to take a special minute to acknowledge an individual who's also connected to the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society of Canada, especially here within the Atlantic region and here in St. John's. Their honored hero of the night for their Light the Night campaign is Leanne Kane. Leanne is a wonderful singer and songwriter from right here in St. John's, and she's going to be honored for the Light the Night campaign showing up on October 19th of 2024. So while the fundraiser for Visionary of the Year might end in 2024 May, you can still continue to support those living with blood cancer right here in our very own province by showing up for the Light the Night on October 19th, where you will be able to hear about Leanne's touching story, how she found out she was diagnosed, and what her journey has been. So if you're interested in finding out more about how you can support any of these organizations who are doing great work here in our province for those living with cancer, make sure to check out Leukemia and Lymphoma Society of Canada on their website or Wheels for Wishes on their social media. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you all again next time.
This program is brought to you by Ignite TV. Now you're in command. Visit Rogers.com for more details.
We want to hear from you. Provide feedback on this show or find out how you can get involved. Call, email us, or scan the QR code to take our quick survey.
After a night out with your friends, there's always options for getting home safely. You could call your BFF, your mom or dad, whoever you can count on for a safe ride home. You could call your favorite cab company or 1-888 taxi guy.